This is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Mark Wade, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
The sensational Hydra, more than meets the eye. Tonight on Marvel Tales. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, the leader of the secret Owlvasion himself. It is...
That's right. Shape-shifting from my owl form. It's just a meow. Or is that my real form?
Oh. And who knows? But yes, as you heard, tonight we'll be talking Captain America 4 through 7, Volume 3 from 1998 by, as you heard, friend of the show, Mr. Mark Wade. And maybe... I don't know, should we start up with a little chat on the first two episodes of Secret Invasion, since that's...
Yeah, we should.
Kind of topical for this episode. What?
Yeah. It ties into this tangentially.
I know. So, yeah, we were just briefly talking about that. So, I think we're both really enjoying that.
Yes, very much so.
At this point, the first two episodes
really nice
have dropped. Yeah.
Cliffhanger endings on both.
Oh, especially that second one.
Yeah. Wow. That came out of nowhere.
I know, and I still don't know what that means. Could go one of two ways.
Right. Definitely.
But it's I just wonder, are we going to get more like big... Are we going to get like a big Marvel name that's like... we find out it's a Skrull?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. And if so, who could it be?
You know what would be the biggest mind F? What if, without even realizing he is, what if Nick Fury's a Skrull?
Yeah, right. They mind wiped him. Like during Winter Soldier when he was dead, or quote-unquote dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like that would have been the ideal time to swap him out.
Or he's been up on a space station for years. I mean, at the end of, what was that, Far From Home? What didn't they show he was up there? Wasn't he up there with Skrulls? I mean...
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was trying to help him find a new home for a while, and then he was monitoring stuff for a while, so who knows what could have happened.
Hello, Russell. Oh,
Russell.
I say, it sounded like an animal's howl or something.
Wild, like an animal.
Maybe it's a full moon today.
You gotta rub that one in.
Russell Moran, the inventor of the O-ring.
No, I invented that, you dick.
We're just talking Secret Invasion before we get to the comics, Russell. So yeah, no, because I don't know if
I think Russell's all caught up on that too. I think he's seen both of those. Yeah,
because it was around the time of like Secret Invasion, I think, or it might have been right before. It might have been right before, because I don't know if you read it. There was some kind of one shot where it's like it appeared that they had brought Mar-Vell back from the dead.
Oh, I think I do remember that vaguely. Yeah,
but it turned out he was one of the Skrull imposters. But they were all so heavily programmed. They weren't even supposed to remember they were Skrulls until it was time. And something went wrong with his programming, where it's like they couldn't even snap him out of the programming. So this Skrull could not revert back to his Skrull shape. All he remembered was being Mar-Vell. So,
wasn't that in a Miss Marvel story?
She might have showed up there too, but I know there was some kind of one shot. And like I said, it might have been on the heels of like Civil War too, because like it was so weird because they showed. I don't know if like he was like in the negative zone in at that prison or whatever. But
oh, okay,
yeah. But yeah, they made this big thing. It was like, oh, Mar-Vell's back, and it's like, how did he come back? And he couldn't even remember like details. And then it was revealed, he was one of the Skrulls, but the programming was so faulty. He couldn't even go back to being a Skrull.
Yeah. He's one of those heroes where I believe that they should stay dead. Like,
I know.
His original death was so momentous that they should just leave that be.
Yeah,
I mean, they had enough of a chance to kind of keep his legacy going with Genisfell. So,
oh yeah, I mean, Genisfell's back, so it's like they can. Yeah, I'm just surprised. I always thought the Temptation they would have done a resurrection, but I guess.
Me too.
But I guess
but we are seeing like these older, like I think there's a new story that just came out, which is Captain Marvel before he was a captain, like in his early days, before he even had the green and white outfit, the uniform. So I would love to see more of that type of stuff. But yeah, young Captain Marvel. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
We keep loading up next year's schedule, but I'm like, I want to do some of that old Marvel stuff, especially like the story where like he fights Thanos and stuff, and basically on the points of Protector of the Universe and stuff.
I've been going through that omnibus of the old 60s stuff, and it's just so good. It's so good. Some of the writing has not aged well.
No.
It's very 60s, and it's very bashing on the women. Yeah.
I mean, the first one is like 16, 17 issues. And he's basically just like this alien who comes to Earth, but then then they try to turn it around and make him more of a superhero. They bond him to that Hep Cat Rick Jones and
give him a new costume. And yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. He was like, he had like gray hair, then they gave him like blonde hair and stuff.
Yeah.
Gets appointed Protector of the Universe. Russell hasn't seen any Secret Invasion. What?
Oh, I thought he had seen both of those. Maybe not.
You kidding? I'm Nick Fury. Even when I'm not in, I'm in.
Yeah. When he said that line, I was like, "Heyo,
heyo." That's what she said. Or he said, I don't know.
Yeah, that could go both ways.
But yeah, the story's good, and I mean, I'm assuming it's going to keep moving at a brisk pace because I think it's only 6 episodes. So
I think so too. Yeah. So we're almost at the halfway point already. Yeah, I like the fact that there's all these twists and turns that we didn't see coming. That's cool.
Elizabeth?
Oh, that's a Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah. First I was wondering, I'm like, why is he doing a Fred Sanford impression? But okay, maybe I'm Macho Sanford. Oh, it's a big one, Elizabeth. Oh, oh yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh. There you go, Lilith. We need a Salty and Petty with these guys. We'll talk some old school wrestling.
Yeah, Russell would love that.
Oh, we should have did a tribute. We should have did a tribute to the Iron Sheik.
Oh, did he pass away?
Yeah, just
he did
a few weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. I didn't see that. Okay. Wow. He lived to be pretty old though, didn't he?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I think he was he in his
70s or.
Yeah, it was at least his 70s. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Iron Sheik.
That's
so funny.
Camel clutch.
Yeah. Where's Sergeant Slaughter?
There you go. There you go, Russell. If anyone ever starts a Transformers and G.I. Joe podcast, do a Sergeant Slaughter episode.
Yes. The showcase.
Oh my lord. I love how we're talking like the Iron Sheik on a Captain America episode. Oh yeah, Iron Sheik, born 1942, died 2023. So yeah, he was.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh wait, was he 8?
Yeah, good for you, Iron Sheik. Yeah, because I know he had a bunch of health problems towards.
Yeah, and I think he had
like half of his life.
I think he may even had like a drug problem at some point. Oh, 81. So.
Yeah, good for you, Iron Sheik. Yeah, I remember watching some documentary about his life, and it was interesting. Yeah, it was cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right. Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. I remember that.
Yeah.
All right.
Nikolai.
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
Break your back, make you humble. Yes.
Break your back, make you humble. That's good stuff.
Oh my God! If you ever heard his appearances on Howard Stern, he did a he did a uncensored version of that wrestle.
Oh my!
All right, so let's get to these Captain America issues.
Yes, going back to 1998 for
That's
these.
right after Heroes Return, kids. The whole Onslaught thing is. I love Justin gets Heroes Return and Lilith is stuck with Heroes Reborn.
Well, she is intoxicated while she's covering that, so at least there's that.
That's true. Oh, we're doing the Captain America issue episode next weekend, so.
Oh, the moment of truth.
Yeah.
Our whole family can suck it.
That's gonna be painful.
Oh.
She might need more than liquor for that one.
Well, she said she's like, she brought a 12-pack last time for 12 issues. She didn't get through the whole thing. She's like, maybe this time.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let me do the credits here, and then we'll walk through this. This first one, Captain America number 4, volume 3, number 4, Cap Mania. It's talking about sound like a wrestler. Cap Mania.
Yeah.
Mark Waid, writer, penciler Ron Garney, inker Bob Wycheck, colorist Joe Rosis, letterer John Costanza, editor Matt Idelson. All right, so this kids have nothing else. We're gonna team up with Hawkeye in this issue.
Yeah, that was a nice little surprise right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
He's palling around with Hawkeye.
Basically.
And yeah, there's this whole Cat Mania thing going on in this issue.
I know that we jump right into the action. The first thing we see is Cap and Hawkeye stopping Hydra from dropping nerve gas in Times Square.
Yeah. Hydra's back up to their old nonsense again with the nerve gas.
Yep, they got a big plot going on. They've been popping up here. They popped up in the first 3. Oh yeah, kids, and Captain America's not carrying his regular old shield. He's carrying the old triangle shield because the old one was lost at sea.
Yeah, the old triangle one.
Not as industry.
Which I liked that, actually. What did you think, Phil? Were you happy that they brought that old triangle one back? Or did you think that was dumb?
Aesthetically, it looks nice, but it's you really can't throw it like that round one.
Yeah, I knew they weren't going to keep it like that forever. I knew it was only going to be a little bit of time and he'd get the old one back. But I thought for a change it was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows it's what a valuable tool that indestructible shield is, too. Because, this one keeps, getting trashed and dented up. And...
Right. Yeah. It is one of a kind, yeah.
And I get Mark Waid's doing callbacks to the old stuff. Yeah, World War II stuff. But I'm just this is a man who could who has the Tony Stark and T'Challa's number on his speed dial. Why aren't we getting at least a vibranium shield or something?
Yeah,
which they
he
did.
Had when he was the captain.
Yes.
Yeah, he made him that badass vibranium shield when he was the captain. And there was that plain silver disc one that Tony made for him.
I'm sure either one of them could make something more durable than this shield.
Yeah. Keeps getting banged up.
Although in a few issues, Mark Waid brings back the old photon shield, basically just an energy shield.
Yeah. And that one's I don't know about that. But.
I know, it's kind of weird, but at least instead of throwing it, he can shoot it off like a laser blast or something.
Yeah. Captain America for the future.
Oh yeah, and then this councilman Andrew Bolt asks Cap for his endorsement because he's running for Congress.
Yeah, which Cap is not behind because he doesn't believe in endorsing candidates.
Yep.
He doesn't want to be seen as a political figure in any sort of sense.
Yep. And then he's like, yeah, if the system, I believe in the system. If you're the right man for the job, you'll get picked. And naive Cap.
Yeah, oh Cap. That's why we love you.
Then I love how they go back to Avengers Mansion and Captain America's like, man, this Cap Mania thing's getting out of control. He keeps getting mobbed by people, adoring fans. He's like, I don't know how I could just fade into the background, and Hawkeye just rips off his mask. He's like, how about that?
Isn't this great?
He goes, let's go grab a burger. So they must go to some fast food place. And the Happy Meal's supposed to have Cap toys because Hawkeye's like, oh,
he's got the big foam finger thing with Captain America on it.
I love. He's
like,
like,
posters everywhere.
He's like, I'm coming back next week for the paraglide, Cap. Oh no, the best is when they're walking down the street. He's like, wait. And Hawkeye runs to the store, comes out with this big cap, helmet, mask on. He says, he goes, my Christmas shopping is done to Thor from Hawkeye and friend.
Yeah.
Then they see like a news camera, people, I guess they're interviewing people about Cap, and he's like, come on. And Steve, I'll kill you. Clint goes, not on camera, you won't.
Not on camera, you won't.
I love Mark Waid. And then, Clint jumps on camera, goes, Captain America, boss. Once saw him hoist Galactus on a wedgie. Big one. Huge. You can't imagine. Gave the Hulk a pink belly, he did.
Gave the Hulk a pink belly. So good.
He invented Snapple. Not many people know that. Only toured with Fleetwood Mac. Played bass. Is that a hero or what? Invented Snapple. This is so 1998.
And the whole Fleetwood Mac thing, I love that.
I know.
Because they had just come back in a big way in like 97, 98. Everyone was talking about Fleetwood Mac again.
Oh,
it's so funny. Love it.
So, while Clint's having fun, Steve's just like kind of moping. He's like, he just, because he's thinking about, he's like, after the whole Onslaught thing and me and the others were missing, he's like, like, my absence really, it really didn't hurt anything, it really was. So he's trying to get more proactive and trying to decide what to do with Hydra.
Yeah. Seeking out the threats instead of reacting to them constantly. And just as he's thinking about that, who appears but none other than Batroc the Leaper.
Yes!
In a new costume.
Yes. Saying he's going to snap some innocent necks unless Captain America shows up. Captain America, where are you? Speaking as he decks him.
I love that panel too. That is so good.
I know. I thought you were reformed. I thought you were dead. Apparently we were both mistaken.
But is this really Batroc?
Yes, this is all set up by the sensational Hydra. Not Supreme Hydra, sensational.
A new leader for Hydra.
Yes. And then we get 2 pages of a Shadow killing guys on a beach. Yes. That's the Red Skull, kids. He was, kind of vaporized by the Cosmic Cube.
Yeah, he got turned into a killer shadow for a while.
I love the little clue where it's like, he kills the one guy and all you see left is a red skeleton.
It's the red skull. Yeah, I know. Yeah, very subtle. Very subtle.
As he kills the second guy, he's just like, he's back.
He's back. He's back. Oh my god.
But I love
that was a good sequence, though. I really liked that.
Oh yeah, just 2 of the Skrulls flunkies just stayed here at this old, his last base. They're like, yeah, we're still getting paid, so
right? Exactly. Yeah, it's easy money, or is it?
Well, not now. But then back in New York, Cap's telling Batroc he won't fight him, and you're a mercenary, but not wanted. I'm in no mood for a grudge match. So he turns and walks away, and then Batroc leaps at him, but that's when Hawkeye jumps in.
Yeah, Hawkeye's only too eager to oblige him for a fight.
I know. Basically knocks him down, and then Hawkeye follows him down to the ice skating rink. Hawkeye at the ice skating rink. Man, they should make a TV show about that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, doesn't it, Phil?
Yeah, somebody might. I think someone might owe Mark Waid a shekel or 2.
Yeah.
So Hawkeye's having trouble fighting Batroc on the ice here because, of course, Batroc has the advantage with balance and stuff.
And he has a new weapon. He's got a little whip cane.
Yeah. So, of course, Cap has to jump in to save Hawkeye.
Yeah.
The crowd just cheering Cap on. But Cap's just like, taking all my concentration to stay upright. So he's fighting Batroc and hit with this whip cane. But then that's when Batroc says, "Oh, Hydra paid me to lose, but that's not honorable. I'm going to beat you anyway."
Yeah.
So
I love how he told him that. He's like, yeah, Hydra paid me to lose. It's like, oh, okay, Batroc.
I know, it's Cap all worked up. He just like beating on Batroc. I love this page, when Cap puts the shield down and uses it kind of like a slide. Yeah. It just like slides right at him and it just like drop kicks Batroc.
Right in the face.
Tells him, just shut up!
Yeah. That was my favorite panel of the whole issue.
Oh, yeah, just him drop kicking Batroc. Yeah.
The artwork by Ron Garney in this is really excellent. I really love his stuff. And he only did the first 5 issues of this, and then it was Dale Eaglesham that. Yeah, Dale
Eaglesham takes over for a while. I'm trying to remember if Garney comes back or not, but I know he's going.
If he did or not, I think he did a different run of Captain America too, didn't he? Yeah, he's.
Oh yeah, you know what? He did Mark Waid's last one because they did the last year about the last year before Onslaught, and then they brought them back
right after Mark Grunwald.
Yeah.
After
the debacle of the Rob Liefeld year, they bring them back.
That's right. I was thinking. I knew that Ron Garney drew Captain America for longer than that, but yeah.
So Batroc retreats. Hawkeye's going to shoot him with an arrow. Cap's like, no. I said the fight's over. Like Captain America's like, yeah, it just seems like an empty fight. It's still this. It's basically just the same battle over and over.
Mm-hmm. But all the people are cheering him on. It's really what it's done is accomplish a lot more goodwill towards Cap in the public eye. They see him defeat this villain in front of everybody.
Because back at the Hydra base, one of the flunkies is like, forgive me, Sensational Hydra, but I'm confused. And he's like basically asking, why are we escalating all this of goodwill for Captain America? And then Sensational Hydra's like, are you kidding me? Work with me here. Try to keep up. I want the whole world to worship Captain America. After all, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
That's right. He's playing the long game here.
It's got a plan.
That's right. Yep.
All right. So, any thoughts on this? Any other thoughts, Justin?
I love the artwork so much. Yeah, and the script was excellent. I love seeing Hawkeye in this. I remember reading it the first time. That was a nice little surprise.
I was surprised we didn't get him on the cover.
I know, yeah. But I always love a good Cap versus Hydra story. So I was really happy that was the choice when they relaunched this title. That was the choice: Cap versus Hydra.
Oh, I love to punch him up with Batroc.
That's good too. Batroc's one of my favorite Cap villains. I love a good fight between them.
He just his ego is like so big, and like half the time it's not even like earned. It's like it's like a loser half the time, but his ego's like he's such a winner.
Yeah, he's such a narcissist. It's crazy.
All right, you ready for the next one?
I am.
We get another special guest. This time he is on the cover.
Yeah.
Captain America number 5 from May 1998. Power and Glory Part 1. Credibility Gap. I think it's the same team. This time it's saying inkers John Beatty and Andy Smith. So.
Okay.
But everyone else is the same. But yes, kids, this time we start once again with Cap cleaning up Hydra, this time at one of their bases. But this time he's joined by Thor.
Yeah. Bringing in the heavy hitters.
I know. I was going to say the heavy artillery here.
Yeah, he's not messing around anymore. And they make short work of this Hydra crew, obviously. I mean, Captain America and Thor, that's...
And again, the Avengers must be making coordinated attacks at multiple Hydra bases, because we also see, Iron Man and Scarlet Witch at another base.
Yeah. Yeah, which also goes along with what Cap was thinking about in the previous issue about being more proactive.
Yes.
And seeking out the Hydra bases and putting them out of action before they get up to their hijinks.
And it's so funny because Cap's interrogating this Hydra goon. He's like, "Why are you guys targeting me?" He's like, "We haven't."
We haven't.
He's like, "Liar! At least my division hasn't." There's word, however, a rumbling that a smaller faction has marked you for a takedown. Their leader is a flamboyant madman who calls himself the Sensational Hydra.
The Sensational Hydra. And we actually see the Sensational Hydra in a very dramatic fashion here. He's disguised himself.
Oh, yeah, because S.H.I.E.L.D. basically rolls in to, like, clean up as Cap and Thor leave. But then, yeah, one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents turns out to be, the sensational Hydra in disguise. And he shoots the guy who told Cap, gave him the sensational Hydra information.
Yeah. Gave him the old snitches get stitches treatment.
I was going to say, that must be a pretty good disguise there, man.
I know. He was walking around as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. That's pretty good.
I mean, there's a glow around his head. I mean, at this point, are we supposed to be like, oh, it's a hologram or something?
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
But yeah, I love he just, like, runs away. S.H.I.E.L.D's, like, shooting at him.
It's so funny.
But then Cap and Thor go to Brooklyn to get lunch, I guess, at the local diner. I love they walk in. He's like, what do you feel like, Thor? He's like, mead, plenty of it. And Cap just tells the waitress, bring him a chocolate shake.
She's like, mead, right. And I like how in their little conversation that they have in the diner, there's a mention of the time that when Cap lifted Thor's hammer.
Oh, yeah, we should cover that.
Yeah.
That Thor, that's the issue with Thor. Yeah, we should cover that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love that stuff. That's one of my all-time favorite Thor stories, if not my favorite.
Oh, I so fanboyed. One of the times I talked to Ron Friends, I was like, because I think he drew that. I was like, how was that? You were the first guy to draw Cap picking up the hammer and stuff.
I love it. He's so great.
I know. But Cap says, he's like, this is personal. I'll take, basically telling Thor, I'll handle this on my own. But he said it still feels weird to be kind of worshipped, Unlike Thor, who's been worshipped for 1,000 years.
Right. People literally worship him as a god, so there's all of that.
Then we see, this sensational Hydra is back. He's taking hostages at the top of the Empire State Building.
Yes, a dramatic hostage situation.
So now we've dived into Die Hard territory.
Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay, Hydra.
Oh my god, I don't want to start a rampants here, but Lilith and I were covering the Mission Impossible movies. We were ranking them. I did watch that. I was thinking I did watch the one where basically Tom Cruise is scaling the building in Dubai.
Oh, which one is that?
Is it 5? It's either 4 or 5. Yeah, but and then just coincidentally, I swear, like a day or two later, I see someone going off on Dubai. I was like, oh.
Yeah, aka the most overrated city on the planet.
I know.
Anyway,
I didn't tell. I mean, forget morals. I'd be afraid to go there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't hold hands with somebody without worrying about getting your head cut off. No thanks.
I know.
Yeah. And all those big, giant, tall buildings that they're building over there, I think it's compensation.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's total compensation. Yeah.
But I love Cap's running into the Empire State Building. He grabs that button off that woman's coat, the I Love Cap button. It's like, what's he going to do with this? But then he runs into Gordon Winchester, American exclusive. I'm going with you, so... Supposedly a reporter here.
Gordon Winchester. He looks like James Gordon.
Yes. So yeah, Cap runs in the building and uses that cap button as a distraction. He just like throws it down the hall. Distracts the Hydra. Trick in the book. Did they teach you anything in Hydra, you? Then the reporter's taking pictures and Cap's like, get down. And then he's just like, I guess you got to come with me because I don't want Hydra grabbing you.
Yeah. I love how when they're in the stairwell, he uses his camera as the flash to blind the soldiers so he can rush up the stairs and clobber them.
Oh, yeah.
That was so cool.
Cap just running into the wall, smashing those guys.
Just wading his way up the staircase through these guys.
Yeah, so yeah, they're fighting their way up the staircase. Then they get to the observation deck, and Cap says, stay behind me. Then we see another disguise. It's the sensational Hydra, and he says, okay.
Yeah.
Then he yells, hi, honey, we're home. Cap's like, what, you? It's like, me. What are you guys waiting for? Open fire. But then sensational Hydra says,
bigger surprise.
He surprises his own men. He says, surprise, were you? Here's a tip. Things aren't always what they seem to be around me. Case in point, as he morphs into a Skrull. Hydra.
This is it, folks. The big reveal.
The Hydra guy's like, what? I don't believe it. He's a shapeshifter.
Yeah, the Hydra guys weren't in on this, obviously.
No, but the 2 hostages they have turn out to be 2 more Skrulls, and they all gun down the Hydra guys.
Yep.
That's when Cap dives at the 2 former hostages, but then they imprison him in this almost like kind of like chains, but they're for shapeshifters. That's what the Skrulls keep themselves in prison in. So
yeah, any type of heat or
anything. It's like
or cold or
if he tries
adapt to it,
or if he tries to smash it, it'll turn hard. Or
They adapt to pretty much whatever he'll try to do. Which I loved that. I thought that was a great little innovation, and it makes sense too that Skrulls would have that type of a restraint for themselves, for each other. I love that.
But then we see the sensational Hydra morphs in the Cap.
Yep. That was his goal all along. He wanted to lure Cap up there so that he could assume his identity.
Yep. So he grabs his shield, grabs a parachute. They're like, well, he's like, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to lock you up later. I'm going to, he's like, I'll pick your brain later for more details.
I'm off to shake hands and kiss some babies, he says.
No, he says, I'm off to kiss some hands and shake some babies. But yeah, that's another good panel there of him parachuting off the Empire State Building as Cap.
That. Yeah, that's so good.
And of course,
I think that's my favorite panel of this issue, actually.
I know, yeah, I know, because as they're locking up Cap in this utility room, the supreme Hydra, their sensational Hydras down there, just as Cap saying, we'll be speaking again soon at great length, telling the crowd, I've come to the conclusion that there are things to be done in this country, and Captain America is just the man to do them. With the power of the people behind me, nothing can stand in my way. Hello, Nolt.
I know.
Hey, baby, you a little Cappy, man. Gonna dress him up for 4th of July? There you go. Noel, for Tuesday morning, put up the pictures, be like, good morning, America. All right. So, thoughts on issue 5, Justin?
I loved this.
Yes.
I remember the first time I read this, I was like, what?
A
Skrull? Where did this come from? But I loved it. I thought, that's so cool.
But no, it's I remember reading this first time too. I'm like, boy, this is like a different direction than it's still good, but I'm like, this is different than what Grunwald would have done. Grunwald, I mean, even with supervillains and stuff, kept it pretty grounded. I'm like, oh man, we're doing Skrulls now. And then in a couple arcs here, I mean, Mark Waid's gonna bring in Korvac and stuff. It's just
Korvac. Yeah, that was another one that I loved. I was like, because Korvac's one of my favorite villains, and so that also really got me hooked. I was like, God, this is great.
Okay, there's one issue.
We're back to the good Cap. Yeah.
I mean, there's basically one issue where it's like Korvac just basically just like kills Cap, and and like if he resurrects him, and it's like, are you done yet? And Cap's like, no. Basically, I can do this all day before I can do this all day.
Yeah.
He's like, no, bring me back a million times. I'm still gonna fight you.
Yeah. How many issues was that story? Do you remember, Phil, that Korvac one?
I don't remember. No.
Yep. That would be another good one for us to cover someday.
Oh yeah, we'll do that someday. Yeah, because I think the Red Skull. That's when the Red Skull comes back too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I think it's like right after Korvac. Then he jumps into a story with Nightmare.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I don't think I have.
Or is Nightmare first? I forget, but it's one or the other comes first. But it's go from like Korvac to Nightmare. I'm like, man, Mark Waid's going in way different direction.
All over the place. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I love that. It was cool because it meant that kind of Captain America kind of had a foot in all these different disparate parts of the Marvel universe, like the weird metaphysical stuff, the alien stuff, the magic stuff, like the regular domestic terrorist stuff.
Oh yeah,
street level supervillain stuff.
Like, I don't care as long as they treat him as more of a superhero. I hate when he's like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or they paint him as more of a government. I'm like, no.
Yeah, like this Nick Fury role. Like when they put him into a Nick Fury role.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense for Steve. or no?
I mean, it was different for World War II, but it's like, yeah, once he came out of that ice, I'm like, you treat him as a straight superhero and stuff, and
yeah. They already have a Nick Fury. They don't need to mold Steve Rogers into that shape of Nick Fury. They've already got that character.
All right, you ready for issue 6?
Yeah.
Which, with its ominous cover.
Yeah. Love that cover.
Even the logo's green. Power and Glory Captain America number 6, Power and Glory Part 2, Expose. Same team, I think. Yeah, Dale Eaglesham comes on as penciler, inker Scott Kobelish. I think I've got the same everyone else here.
Yeah, everybody else is the same, I think.
Yeah. So yeah. Wait, this one's, oh my god, this one we start off the Skrull as Captain America. I guess is in Captain America's like living quarters in Avengers Mansion. He's like basically just like throwing the flag away. He's like, well, we won't be needing this.
He's dumping it into a bucket.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like a trash can or something. He's like, yeah, we don't need this.
Yeah, and in the background you can see too, like there's this like a torn up American flag, like with flames in the background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love there's
the imagery's really.
I love there's a knock on the door. He's like, oh, I'm one of those pesky Avengers.
Oh, it's the Scarlet Witch. What do you want?
Oh my. So she's like, yeah, we got besides your usual fan mail, she, takes him to a room. There's just a room filled with fan mail. She's like, this is just this week's fan mail for you.
Yeah, and it's full. The room is like full to overflowing of all of these letters.
And I love Captain and the Skrulls like, and to think none of these rubes know they're not pleading not to their beloved hero, but to a Skrull imposter. Oh, I slay myself.
These rubes, I love it.
So basically, again, he's thinking about what happens. We get a brief recap, and then he says, "With this face, I can go anywhere. I can do anything."
And Iron Man comes in, and he goes, "Be careful with those controls. You don't want to deactivate half of the security systems in the American government, do you?" And he goes, "Oh, I love this gig."
But then, meanwhile, the real Cap's still in that utility room trying to free himself.
Flailing around in those alien cuffs, and he's trying to use a torch to melt them off, but then they shield themselves with ice to deflect that attack, and whatever he does, they counteract it. Yeah,
because he even uses some live wires to try to shock it off, and of course that's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! But then we
get a cameo from...
Oh, we get an attack on United States President, Mr. William Jefferson Clinton.
William Jefferson Clinton himself.
I think they've kind of stopped putting the actual president in comics, well, at least since 2016.
I don't think Biden's been anything.
I don't think either.
I think they've stopped doing that. I think the last thing was the Obama Spider-Man issue. Wasn't it?
I think so.
I think that was the last one.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because it's like no matter what side, what president is, what party they're with, it's like you're going to be pissing off like half your readers. Be like, what?
Exactly. Yeah.
But again, it makes sense, especially after 2016. Someone would have wanted cut of the profits.
Absolutely, royalties for life.
Mr. NFTs himself.
We don't need to deal with that.
So the fake Cap steps in, and then but of course the attackers were the other two Skrull agents. So.
Mm-hmm. It was all a false flag operation.
I love Bill Clinton says, "Nice save. How did you move so fast?" And fake Cap's like, "I've got the muscles of a Tenebian Rax beast." Pardon? Nothing.
Nothing.
But yeah,
poor Cap's still trying to get free.
I know. Well, the Skrull says he's gonna have an announcement to make. Yeah, Cap's not. Yeah, still trying to shock this thing off him. Nothing's working. But then he's like, "There got to be a way out." And then he looks at the elevator and says, "I think I know what it is."
Mm-hmm.
So then in the dressing room at the TV studio, the fake Cap telling the other two Skrulls, he's like, one of you will be a congressman, one of you will be a reporter. He's like, don't worry about the plan. You'll know what to do when the time comes. Trust me. And then as fake Cap's leaving the room, Andrew Bolts shows up again.
Yes, the congressman.
Yes, and Cap says, well, you certainly have my vote. And Bolt's like, what? Are you serious? You said you don't endorse candidates. And fake Cap's like, well, let's just say I've undergone a change.
Yep.
And in front of all these cameras and everything, he says, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Andrew Bolt, this state's next congressman. Which seems good now, but once the truth is revealed, I think in a couple issues, Bolt's like, I'm ruined. He's like, the Skrull gave me the endorsement. Now no one's voting for me.
Yeah, right. They're going to think I'm a Skrull next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the Skrulls go and they give this press conference, but then we see the real Cap. He's like,
still trying to get free.
One option, and it's a desperate one. He thinks, as usual, I've got to fool these cups into thinking I'm shape-shifting, and this should do it, because he dives down the elevator shaft, like, kind of puts, like, the inside of his wrist against, like, the elevator cable, so, like, it starts, like, cutting open his arms, as, like, blood starts coming out, and he's like, come on, and then, yes, as we see, the cuffs, like, envelop him and, like, kind of almost look like a glass bubble.
Turn him into a cocoon, yeah.
Yeah, he
shatters when he hits the ground.
Because he's like, it worked. It's like, I'm bloody, but it worked. Caught in the shackles and thinking I was shifting into liquid form.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was so cool.
So, yeah, he gets in the elevator and takes it down. And then fake Cap's giving his press conference and says, 1 out of every 20 people in America is secretly a Skrull.
Including those two directly before us. And he points at his two compatriots.
Yes, and they're like, what is he doing? I don't know. I guess we should change our form back to our true forms. And then, of course, the crowd freaks out. It's like, oh, my God, it's true. So then the Skrulls are like, uh-oh, they're coming, they start shooting at the crowd, and then they get gunned down, I'm assuming by Secret Service. So the fake Skrull, the fake Cap's still saying, you've seen it with your own eyes, Skrulls among us. We must expose them. We must protect our families. And basically giving the old evil villain monologue. It's like, anyone who's different, anyone who looks out of place, who isn't like you, they are the enemy.
Yeah. Arm yourselves. Strike before it's too late. Take to the streets. Take no prisoners. It's us or them.
Yeah, 'cause he basically runs out and it's like, it's us or them.
Yeah. Make America great again.
Yeah, pretty much. At least if he was an alien. That would make more sense. But
You're right. Yeah. I think there's some videos about that on the internet.
Meanwhile, there's some ship in geosynchronous orbit. It's like, no, don't paint us with that brush. No.
Right? Yeah. We wouldn't do that. No. So it's a human innovation.
Yes. Fake Cap runs out the door and assumes his true form is the real Cap shows up, and then Cap's like, what are they talking about? Because the crowd's like, we found another Skrull. They're everywhere. And the Skrull's like, you'll find out soon enough, in fact. And then Cap decks him through a wall.
Yeah.
I was counting on you to free yourself.
I love this fight, too, between him and the Skrull, because the Skrull shapeshifts. And
I mean...
That's one complaint I have about the MCU Skrulls, is that when they fight, like, they don't really do anything.
They kind of just have like extra strength, but yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of punch people, but I'm more used to the Skrulls, just all of them shape-shifting and just adopting this weird, crazy form to fight with all of a sudden.
Well, you know what the MCU Skrull's biggest weakness is, right?
What's that?
The budget.
Good point, yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
But I love, he becomes some kind of creature in the Skrull who must be on Earth for a while, saying, don't hit me. If I wanted to be touched by a human, I'd give Posh Spice a call. 1998,
This was
kids.
1998, folks, yeah.
He had, what, a 1 in 5 shot, kid.
Posh Spice. That's an interesting choice, yeah.
So basically, then some guy starts shooting at Skrulls like, I got him, Cap, and some of the other people rush over. It's like, you idiot, put that down. You almost hit Cap. He's like, I was aiming for the Skrull. Of course, if you're so anxious to stop me, maybe you guys are Skrulls too, and points the gun at them.
Yep.
So of course,
it's already started. The paranoia has set in.
So Cap jumps in. It's like, what do you mean counting on? Tell me. He's like, you said Skrulls are everywhere, invading. Told us to find them. And he's like, I did what? Skrull's like, haha. Your reputation really is all that's cracked up with me. Take a look, Captain. See what the people of America are willing to do in your name. And as he looks outside, people are just like rioting and attacking each other.
Fires in the street and vehicles are overturned and people have baseball bats out and they're going absolutely... They're flipping over a cop car. Like there's a dozen people that are flipping over a cop car. Yeah, it's absolute chaos in the streets.
And the last panel is just some guy in the studio saying, we're on the hunt, Captain America. Across the country, people are immobilized. All thanks to you. What's next?
Yeah.
This is a good one. Again, it's...
Yeah. I love it.
And
I
again,
remember being so surprised by the Skrull outing his two buddies.
Oh, yeah.
And then basically just telling everybody about the Skrull conspiracy on live TV. Like that to me was the biggest surprise of the whole issue. I thought that was really kind of wild. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I like that Mark Waid did this with, like, you know, basically the idea of, like, Captain America and the symbol and everything, where it's basically like, you know, those two other Skrulls are already dead. It's like, all this is one Skrull creating all this chaos that's spreading across the whole country.
Yeah, definitely. He's built up all this goodwill for Cap so that everybody trusts his word implicitly.
Yeah.
And then says this stuff and points out this fact. Like he has the other two Skrulls like assume their regular forms so that everybody can see that he's telling the truth. And yeah, it's really masterful stuff. I love it. And the artwork by Dale Eaglesham too. I mean, he's fantastic. I love his stuff so much.
Oh yeah.
He draws a great Captain America.
Oh yeah, the art on these is great.
Yeah.
All right, ready to wrap this up with the last issue?
Yeah.
Another great
the
cover.
big showdown.
Yeah, Cap and that Skrull just fighting on the cover.
Yep.
Cap,
we have another new art team in this one too.
Let's see. Yeah. Captain America number 7, July 1998. Power and Glory Part 3. Hoaxed. Mark Waid. Wait a minute. Let's see. Wait a minute. Is it a new team? It's Dale Eaglesham, right?
Yeah, and Andy Kubert also comes on, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Towards the end of this issue.
Because it's so weird. It says Mark Waid, writer, Dale Eaglesham, penciler, Scott Koblish, inker, but then you go down in the credits. It says, welcome aboard the new creative team, and it's Mark Waid, writer, still Andy Kubert, penciler. So did Dale Eaglesham and Kubert both worked on this, right?
Yeah, I think Dale did the first half of this.
Yeah.
And then,
looking at this art, it looks like it.
Yeah. And then we have a new inker, Jesse Delperdang, and Jason Wright is the colorist. So, yeah, they switched creative teams a bit with the art team. Yeah. But I loved it. I thought it was a great shift. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that first page, just that cover, the guy carrying the burning American flag yelling, Captain America lies!
Lies!
And just, the first, 2 pages just showing all the chaos, and then you see that Skrull being all happy with himself on the 3rd page.
Yeah. 3 hours ago, the nation exploded.
But then, the next page they show this pack of guys chasing this woman, and there she is, to let her get away. Call me a Skrull, huh? Maybe you're a Skrull. Die. Then she gets saved by a mysterious figure with a trash can lid.
Yeah, trash can lid as a shield. Who knows how to fight? And he's a blonde biscuit. Could it be Captain America? My favorite biscuit. Just what I always wanted in a man.
And the mysterious figure's like, no, it's not. Or he's saying it's all right. She's like, no, it's not. Captain America said Skrulls were all around us, that we had to defend ourselves, but he would lead us. He would save us. Where is he? For the love of God.
For the love of God.
He's thinking right here, but yeah, he's out there, not in costume. So, and the Skrull's sitting there thinking, he's like, all this is set in motion. He's like, but where is he? He's like, why hasn't he sprung the trap yet?
Yeah.
Which is what Steve figured out. That's what the Skrull wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But then he calls Tony. Man, I miss Avengers Communicards.
I know, the little cards. Yeah, those are great.
basically calls Tony.
Hologram that pops out. And,
yeah, basically calls Tony Stark, and him and Reed are working on something for Cap.
And he calls in the Avengers to help out. Here comes Thor.
Yep. Scarlet.
And Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye. They start dispersing this crowd and safely getting them all out of there.
We can try to build something to track the Skrull, Tony said. But Steve's still out there just like saving people. And that one panel, he just like jumps up on a car and just like flies through the air, flips into this, kicks this guy.
So good.
And then meanwhile, the Skrull's playing with puppets.
Yeah, he's got a Captain America hand puppet.
And
then we see Quicksilver.
Yes! He's like, the Avengers are making headway with the mob, but obviously citizens are waiting to hear some word of peace from Captain America. He's like, Steve, did you hear me? I said it's high time you put on the suit and became... He's like, don't you think I want to?
Slams him up against a car.
I know.
Listen to me. What am I supposed to tell people? That what I said on television was a lie? That there are no Skrulls?
It's like, no. The only... he's like, they listened to the first time. Tell them that the first Cap they listened to was a Skrull. He's like, you think that confusion will panic everyone?
Yeah, poor Cap. He's in a really difficult situation with this. Yes, because pretty much whatever he does, he can't win. Like he's up against it any way that he goes in this situation.
Yeah, he says he's feeling helpless, and he just he wants the Skrull to get overconfident and reappear, but he's like. It's desperate. He's losing this bet he made because people are dying every minute, and then Quicksilver's like, well, maybe not. Take a look, and yes, the Skrull's appearing again as Captain America. I think this is where Kubert takes over.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, on these pages. Yeah.
I love Quicksilver. What's he going to say, Steve? I don't know, but it's bound to be nuclear. Let's get moving. So yeah, as Quicksilver picks him up and runs him, Steve's like, Tony, we're on our way for the pickup. Tony. Cap, it's not ready. We need a few more minutes. We don't have a few more minutes. It has to be now. And he's like, then we'll meet you there. Now go.
Yeah, they've been working on a special device, which they actually get a chance to use here.
Oh, yeah, because that's the Skrull's giving this speech as Cap of like, people assembling in Washington. That he'll lead them to victory against these imposters. This sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah.
Meet me in Washington. We're going to storm and take out the evil people.
Yeah, yeah. He discovered that the president and several key members of Congress have also been replaced by Skrulls. Yeah, that does sound familiar.
They weren't legally elected.
They're aliens.
But then all of a sudden, he gets hit by something and the Skrull reverts to his true form. No, this is a trick. I don't believe it. I'm Captain America. No, you're not. I love this. This might be my favorite splash out of all four of these. I am.
Yes, mine too. That full page one is so good.
Just him running at the Skrull. Yeah.
Yeah, leaping at him with that shield. It's so good. Definitely the best one.
I was like, don't say a word. We've heard enough from you today. Then we see Reed Richards pulling people to safety. He's like, you have to get out there and break the news. Skrull threat. Every word of it was a hoax.
Even Ben Grimm gets a punch in.
Oh yeah, because Cap punches him right to Ben Grimm, and Ben Grimm's because Cap. Next time you want to go get back at a planet for crimes against Skrulldom, pick a world without me. And they punches him right to Ben Grimm, who says, "Or me," because whenever blue-eyed Benjamin Grimm sees himself a Skrull, it's clobbering time.
It's clobbering time.
And I ain't alone ugly, because then we see Iron Man, Thor, and Scarlet Witch standing there.
Yeah, this guy is screwed. He has no chance here.
Because Iron Man's like, yeah, it goes double for the Avengers. Go ahead and try to escape. Give us an excuse.
Yeah.
Because Thor looks pretty pissed here.
Yeah. He's not happy. And that Skrull tries to escape, but then Cap grabs him. And here's the second best panel.
Oh, yeah, because like the Skrull comes kind of like flying creature and tries to escape. Cap grabs him by the tail and just like, boom, uppercuts him with that shield. Yes.
He hits him so hard that he reverts back to his original form. Like
yes.
You can see him shapeshift in this page. I love that.
Almost looks like he's twerking in midair.
Well, maybe they were playing some banging beats over the intercom.
That's so funny because there's no like sound effect here, but it'd be funny if like the sound effect hitting and was like twerk, bouncing off that shield, twerk.
Yeah, he's definitely sticking his back out.
The subtitle of this episode: Twerking Skrulls.
They came to ferment chaos and do some twerking on the side.
Yes. So then, yeah, basically the end of this is just Cap holding his own press conference and basically trying to
undo the damage that was done.
Yes. But yeah, just the end of this. I mean, again, this is Captain America. Again, Grunwald and Wade got him so right. It's basically like Americans aren't sure what I represent because lately I've had doubts myself. In the past, I've said I stand for the American dream, the American way, but those terms are becoming harder to define with each passing day. The country doesn't know what it is anymore. We're all wondering what our role will be in the dawn of a new millennium. So let me lay down my role once and for all. Captain America is not here to lead the country. I'm here to serve it. If I'm a captain, I'm a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Not of any military branch, but of the American people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's not a superhero now and forevermore. He's a man of the people.
Yes. I mean, it's like ricocheting from supervillain duel to supervillain duel doesn't always serve that purpose. There's a difference between fighting against evil and fighting for the common good. I'm not always able to choose my battles, but effective immediately, I'm going to make an effort to choose the battles that matter. Battles against injustice, against cynicism, against intolerance. Here we go. This is Captain America, kids.
Yeah, this is the good stuff. Yeah, I will still serve with the Avengers. I will continue to defend this nation from any and all threats it may face. But as of today, I'm not a superhero. Now and forevermore, I am a man of the people. Together, you and I will identify and confront America's problems. Together, we will figure out what we are and what we can be. Together, we will define the American dream and make it an American reality. I love that.
Yes. Okay, you're going to have to help me because I think I got Lilith to agree to read some Cap comics. I'm like, you got to read the good stuff. I mean, we got to make a list of some Grunwald stuff, some Mark Wade stuff.
Mark Wade stuff.
Yes.
The J.M. DeMatteis.
Yes.
Some of the Roger Stern
yes.
and John Byrne stuff.
Yes.
Oh, God, I love that so much. And also the Steve Englehart. Some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Englehart as well. Yeah.
But I think that, oh my God, that might almost be like almost 20 years. Like, that's like my favorite era from like Stern to like the end of Wade. You know, it's
right before Heroes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I think the end of this run. Yeah, no, I mean, basically, you're probably going from what, like early 80s, but no, it might even be like 79 or something. But to like probably at least the year 2000. So
yeah, that's what good
20 years probably. Yeah,
20 some odd years of really, really excellent stories. Yeah, just back to back too. I mean, there was never really a lull in that period. There were some stories that were better than others comparatively, but I don't ever recall there being a time in that 20 years where I was like, ugh, this is like the worst. Like, this is the most dismal. Like, I can say that about Fantastic Four. I can say that about the Avengers. I can say that about some Spider-Man comics. Like, there were certain 6-month or year-long periods in those titles where I was like, ugh, this kind of stinks. I'm looking forward to a change. But I couldn't say that about Captain America. Like, I consistently, every month, I looked forward to it, and every year I still enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, especially as a kid. You know, I mean, we're around the same age. You know, when you went to like the newsstand or something, like, you know, if your parents only gave you a certain amount of money, that you can only get like a certain amount of comics. If I saw a Grunwald Cap, I'm like, okay, that's one of my picks. I have to have this now.
Mine too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that, and it was the David Michelini and Mark Bagley Cap Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
That was another one that I picked up
Spider-Man.
right away.
Yes.
Yep.
Peter David's
Hulk. David Hulk. Yep. Yeah. And some of the Fantastic Four too.
Yes.
The Tom DeFalco, Paul Ryan, Fantastic Four. Like that also. I picked up any one of those I saw.
And of course on the DC side, there's always stuff I had to pick up too.
Batman. Yeah. My favorite character.
Absolutely. And some Superman, and yeah. Definitely.
Oh my God, it's so fun. I mean, this morning, Lilith and I were like, we used the Charlie Esser drop.
Everyone loves cocaine.
And I was like, oh my God. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if any other drop like outlived him, but that one, and then I was just like, I told Lilith, I said, nothing better happened to you, but like you and everyone else. I mean, there's certain drops. At first I was just like, can you imagine? Just like, it's like Lilith Hellfire was such a quiet girl.
Your mother's a whore!
And then
or scream it.
Oh, yeah. Or your whole family can suck it.
Yeah, exactly.
Your whole family can suck it.
Yeah.
I wonder if my wrist is ready for that.
What I said, you know the drops that Ray doesn't want to outlive him.
Batman, my favorite character.
Yes.
I love Batman.
I mean, there's sexual stuff. There's stuff that you could take double entendre stuff, but Ray don't care. Those are the ones he don't want. Anything that mentions his love of Batman.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
They'll live forever on the internet in infamy, Ray. I could just hear Ray banging his head into the wall, be like, "This is a Marvel podcast. Why do I gotta put up with it?"
Every time he says,
"Chance is never zero, Ray."
That's right, never zero. You know that.
All right. Any other thoughts on these Cap issues? Again, it's just this is
They're so good. Yeah,
some of my sweet spot. Just that 20 years, man.
Yeah, it's so good. This is some of the best Marvel comics, in my opinion. The Captain America ones.
Well, again,
really are the best.
I think that's some of this. The themes that carried over through all of them pretty much in this era that I love is just like Roger Stern did a little bit, but DeMatteis definitely did it. Grunwald did it to certain degrees. Mark Waid even, it's like when you got to look at Steve Rogers, the man, they kept him separate from Captain America, but then it's like after 9/11, he literally takes a mass in public. So it's basically just like everyone knows Steve Rogers is Captain America. Again, it's just like,
I was thinking about that too when I was reading this. Actually, I was thinking, "Oh, this is a few years before 9/11 too," and this was still even topical then in 1998 about just a lot of widespread xenophobia amongst the American people, and a lot of culture clash going on. it was still even going on then. In the 90s.
Unfortunately, it never goes out of style, I guess.
Yeah. But just that whole paranoia of you can't trust your neighbor like that.
Anyone who's
that
different,
that type of stuff was going on a lot in the 90s. Yeah,
because even like that one panel in this last issue, like in the beginning, they show people just running amok. It's like the one mother, the mother has a baseball bat. She's about to like smash her teenage son's head in, because he's got like a purple mohawk and stuff.
Yeah,
and she
never understood him. So
he dresses different.
Now she knows why.
Yeah, it's just now she does.
Oh yeah, my kid likes punk music and likes to dye his hair. He must be an alien. Yeah, of course. I'll just cave his head in with a baseball bat. It makes perfect sense.
I mean, there are those weirdos who love punk music.
It's not just for boys.
Everyone gets a turn tonight, kids.
My fetish is to get touched by a white man with cornrows.
We call that an Osborne.
My fetish is to get touched by a white man with cornrows. Booty looks good all the time.
Yeah, we call that the Osborne.
Those boobs scare me.
All right. Anything else, Justin?
No, I think we covered it all. Yeah, I think we should definitely do some more of this
Mark Waid. Oh yeah,
Captain America run in the future. It's just such good stuff. And
trust me,
happy to cover these again.
Especially this 20-year period. You don't have to do much talking me into doing any of these issues.
Yeah. Well, we're doing at least a whole month of Captain America next year.
Oh yeah.
To coincide with the new film's release, so we'll have a lot to talk about Cap next year. But
yeah, I think we'll have room
to put some more stuff into.
Yeah. You know what? We should give it some time next year if we do some Mark Waid Cap. Maybe I'll reach out to him again and be like, "Hey, you want to come on and talk some of your Captain America?"
Ooh. Yes, please.
He's a big fan of Captain America because I know I did read somewhere. I think I even asked him about it, but in college, he was on college radio. He did college radio. His DJ name was Captain America.
Oh, cool!
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, he's a big Cap fan.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah, it would be awesome to talk to him. I would love that, Phil. Yeah,
yeah.
Awesome.
Man, it's just a fountain of knowledge. You know, he knows his comics. And all right, so next time we're gonna have a quick turnaround, but you can still send your thoughts in. We'll read them at some point. We're gonna do the first 4 issues of the original New Warriors from 1990s.
Yeah, going back in time.
The return of Speedball to this podcast.
That's right. Again, we just talked about it in the Evolutionary War when we covered his first appearance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then again, that's going to bring us to the. That's going to be the end of July already. So August is going to. We're going to get 2 weeks of the Terminus Factor. We're going to back the annuals, kids. 2 weeks of the Terminus Factor, and then we're going to have 2 weeks of crossovers with Gamma Charge.
That's right. We're covering 2 different crossovers. Both Marvel Tales and Gamma Charge are going to be covering Life Forms.
Yep.
And Return of the Defenders.
Yeah, so we'll catch part 1 of Life Form here, and then part 2 of Return of the Defenders here. So
yeah.
So if you're not listening to Gamma Charge, you better start now.
That's right.
And then, of course, it's another 5 weeks. So yes, we'll wrap up August with that quick little annual crossover, Assault on Armor City.
Yeah. That was one of your picks, Phil, and I was happy to see that one because it's been a while since I've read that one too.
Yeah, actually, it's basically a West Coast Avengers crossover. It's Avengers West Coast, Iron Man, and Darkhawk.
And Darkhawk, yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. But I think that was when they kind of incorporated him into the Avengers West Coast a little bit, so it kind of made sense.
Oh yeah, towards the end of the run, yeah, he was there for a little bit.
Yeah. Few issues. Yeah.
All right, kids. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming. Yeah. So yeah, if you're not listening to Gamma Charge already, make sure you go start listening with Justin here and that other guy. So
that's right.
That other individual who remain nameless.
Over a year ago, you did.
Wild like an animal.
Nah.
Where's the Joker nuggets?
So send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, links to the Patreon. Again, Lilith Hellfire is days away from reviewing Heroes Reborn Captain America, completely drunk, so you do not want to miss... You know what? We're recording something else before that episode that day. So I think she's going to start She's going to start pre-gaming on the first episode. So yeah, she's going to come into that.
I love it. Getting all primed.
Yes.
That's perfect.
That's how we did it last time. Yes. So you do not want to miss that, kids. It's worth the price of admission alone.
Absolutely. And not to mention too from last year, the worst superhero.
Oh
movie
yeah,
like
that's
those,
right.
Those are legendary. Like I love that.
That's right, kids. You get all the previous content. That's what I said today when I was doing plugs on one of the other shows. I said, basically that Patreon is basically just our BDSM room where Lilith and I just torture each other anymore. It's like, oh yeah, here's a hot poker for you. Oh yeah. It's just revenge, just us getting revenge on each other. All right. So if you want to see all that fun, check out tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. And of course, make sure you check out the show notes. Please, if you can, go to the GoFundMe and help Charlie Esser's family right now. We just lost Charlie Esser not too long ago. That's the other thing that was getting me down. I'm like, man, he was so waiting for Secret Invasion. A conspiracy in the MCU. I mean, he'd live for that. He'd live for that stuff. He would have 50 theories already.
Oh, totally. I could see him loving the cliffhanger endings.
And he would wonder how it would tie into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. I mean,
yeah. Oh man, I know.
But yes, he entertain you for years, kids, clothed and unclothed. So yes, please, if you can, please go support Charlie's family. Again, we get paid nothing for this, so yes, please go help support Charlie's family.
Okay, let's actually do the podcast that we get paid nothing for.
It's like one of Lil's favorites.
I love that one too.
I know. Huh.
You can be serious without your pants on.
Deadly serious. All right.
It's a motto for life, folks.
All right, Justin, this secret owl. You're here every week. You're on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. At the end of every month. But you also do other podcasts, like we said, Gamma Charge and some other things. So tell the people about that.
Yes, Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, can be found twice a month. Russell and I. Well, actually, we're doing 3 episodes a month now because there's a new Hulk series that just started. And if you're listening to this episode now, it's probably a couple of issues into July. But do check out our interview with Philip Kennedy Johnson, where we talk about the first issue. It was really, really great to chat with him. And in addition to Gamma Charge, we have Predator and Prey, a Yocha podcast, where we're joined by none other than the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray. And once a month, we talk about everything to do with Fox's Predator in comics, movies, action figures, and video games. We're actually doing an episode about Predator in video games on our next one. So that's going to be fun. And the Lost Library of Legends, I am happy to say, will be making its debut in July 2023 after over a year and a half of waiting. It's finally done.
Yay!
Yeah.
Scream it!
It has been literally over a year and a half, but it's finally done.
Tap, tap, tapping my way downtown.
Hopefully it will be worth the long wait for everybody.
I was going to say, what have you been doing the last year and a half, Justin?
Giant-sized man thing. I'm a sucker for a guy with a powerful rod.
Those can be distracting. Those can be distracting.
What's been occupying your attention?
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah.
I gotta keep that OnlyFans page going.
Yeah, get your attention out of your pants. Now I swear I open Facebook every day and you're like, the new serotonin boost. Today is. I swear the last picture, you're like, I don't know who this guy is, but I just like what I see. So.
Is Joe something?
Who are you, little hellfire?
My favorite biscuit. Yeah, I think she would say that it's relatable content.
Oh yeah. We're still talking about her sex bots. I told her, I said, you want to hook like the Justins and that, you have to have like, all right, here's the thing. You're going to have, the body is going to stay the same, but you can have like detachable head. So, you can have Rick Cosnett head one night and
Rick Cosnett head,
somebody else the other. Yeah.
Henry Cable head. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Things in common, cannabis and comics and other things that starts with C. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
All right, let's get out of here. All right, kids, thank you for joining us again. We'll wrap up the month with New Warriors, and then we'll get back to some summer annuals. Yeah. And 2 crossovers with Gamma Charge, yes.
Yeah, it'll be fun. In the meantime, send in your thoughts about all the stuff. All the Captain America thoughts, too.
I told Lilith later in the year we're going to be doing those Silver Sable issues. She goes, the Lord's work. We were talking Spider-Man. All right, kids. See you next time. Love your neighbor. Good night.